Hello, my name is Philippe Rigaud. I'm a senior actuarial science major here at Robert Morris, and the thesis I'm doing this year is the development, testing, and design of a new strategy board/card game. I decided to do this because I've always been fascinated with board games and the process that goes into developing them. So I chose to do a board game, and the title of it is Arbitrage, based on its investing financial backing. The game, in basic, the basic premise of the game is purchasing projects that have certain risks, and by assessing those risks, choosing a strategy that will ultimately earn you the most money. And the basic message that I wanted to send with this game is that by making educated risks, you can get ahead in the financial world, but really in life. That it's not about being conservative and being safe, but about being educated and informed and making a decision with that information. So far I've got a lot of the basic elements decided upon, but there are still some elements that I want to change and fix so that the game runs better and the flow is more appealing. And the basic game involves these projects, and each project has two different payoffs. And in the game, one of these will pay off. So for some projects, one is a very risky payoff, the other are very rewarding. And so players must balance those two different payoffs. Among the things that you can receive from a payoff, you can receive cash, you can receive hazard tokens. And now hazard tokens come into play because if you get too many hazard tokens, you end up receiving a fine. And so one important element of the game is figuring out how to balance the risk of hazard tokens with receiving the cash. The final thing is approval, which in general represents the social reputation of that firm. And once again, you kind of need to balance your negative approval with positive approval, or at least have a strategy to deal with those two. So here's the game board for my game Arbitrage. So far I've played between 3 and 6 players, and that's worked, so that's probably what I will market the game as, a 3 to 6 player game. Each player receives a token. This token moves up and down this track, which keeps track of their approval. As they move up the track, these to different stages, the reward of having positive approval increases. The opposite is true. As you move down these stages, the rewards from negative approval get worse. Now each player is situated around the board and keeps projects just in front of them.
How do you win?
You win by having the most cash at the end of the game, which you can receive from the projects. You also receive cash from moving up the approval track, but you can lose cash if you move down the approval track or collect too many hazard tokens. So once again, you kind of have to balance that out and have a strategy to obtain the positives and kind of mitigate the negative effects.